This one's going to be good. We have a superstar Wonderkid to show you in today's video who might very well just be the future of English football. Today, we're not just going to show you how good he can become, but we'll show you exactly how to get him there, including the training and the development that he'll need to become not just one of the best players in the world in his position, but one of the best players in the world outright in your saves. That's right, we have a superstar to show you today who not only is one of the best players potentially in FM24, but also is starting to make waves in real life, and I feel like it won't be too long before he becomes a household name. You'll see we are in England here, and we are going to Manchester United to find this player. In their under-21 side, even without having the English division loaded, you will see Shea Lacey, who is being labelled by many as the next George Best, a Manchester United player who plays on the right but likes to cut inside. In Football Manager, Shea Lacey is nearly unstoppable at full growth. He has a potential range of 150 to 180, which is one of the best you can get in FM. That means when you start your save, a dice is rolled and his potential will fall somewhere in that range. If you get it on the lower end, you will still get a world-class player at full growth, but at the highest end, at 170, 180, you will be seeing one of the world's best because he already starts off with some fantastic attributes that make him deadly in-game. This year and in FM23 and even FM22 to some extent, physical attributes have dominated. He has the one that seems to dominate the most in-game, which is pace and acceleration. He is a very fast player who is going to dribble past his man with 14 dribbling already, good passing, vision and technique combined with some nice free kick taking and first touch. He's a technically gifted winger who is going to cause nightmares to any fullbacks who have to defend him. At 5'6", he's small and he's not very strong, and he's not really going to win you any headers in the air with 4 jumping reach and 2 heading, but he is very gifted, can play in a few positions, and in this video we'll show you how to take him from this promising talent into a world-class player. As we do in every Wonderkid to Superstar video, we're going to put Shea Lacey to the highest end of his potential range and bring him over to our Real Madrid team for testing. He's going to cost you about £10 million if you try and sign him in Season 1, but you might be better off to scout him, see how he develops, and make your move later on. Before we show Shea Lacey at Real Madrid, before we show you his training and his development, I'd like to ask you guys to do us a big favour here on the FMSCOUT channel. If you could go ahead and smash that like button for us, it would really help us in terms of these videos' performance, and comment down below who you want to see next in the Wonderkid to Superstar series. And finally, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy Football Manager videos, we do daily content here on the channel, everything from tactics to tutorials to player showcases like this, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out as we push for 200k subscribers. But here we are with Real Madrid. Shea Lacey is going to be our inside forward on the right hand side on the attack duty in a very basic gegenpress tactic. I've done no tactical tweaks in terms of the style of play, but we have changed some of the roles a little bit in the side. Either way though, Shea Lacey is in a very basic inside forward on the attack duty, nothing crazy going on. So here he is at Real Madrid, and firstly we're going to talk about why we chose the role of inside forward. Now I could have chose inverted winger, I could have chose winger, but because of his crossing ability compared to his finishing here, I've decided inside forward would be best. With his pace and his dribbling, I feel like he could go past his man and create some shooting opportunities. He's not going to finish most of his chances, but he will still score a fair few. Now it must be said, in your save his attributes might vary a little bit. I've loaded up a few saves and it seems like he's always got a lot of flair, but I've seen his determination has varied quite a lot. So in your save there's a good chance his crossing might be better than his finishing, and in which case maybe you want to use him as an inverted winger. But this is the version of Shea Lacey we've got here. I think you definitely want to have him cutting inside with the trait that he has of cutting inside from right wing. I don't feel like winger is best suited to him. I'd rather use him in one of these inside inverted kind of roles off that right flank. Now in terms of his training, we're going to focus in on the role that we're using him in. Whatever role he's playing, make sure you're training that and not just the position of attacking midfielder right. You'll get much more beneficial growth from your players if you focus in on that role. Now for us here, we're not going to do an additional focus as we never do one in these videos, but for you guys, there's an argument to say we could get his crossing up, maybe his finishing, but I think his decision making in the final third could definitely use some work. He's got 6 decision making, so I'd suggest if you guys have a similar level in that mental region, you add that to the additional focus. That way Shea Lacey will really start to hone in on his decision making, and before you know it, even at the age of 16, 17, 18, he should be able to contribute to the first team. Now he already has a personality of driven in our save, which is one of the best personalities you can get, which is great, but I'm still going to mentor him anyway from those wiser heads at the club. And even though I wouldn't start him for a team like Real Madrid straight away, for the sake of the simulation, as we do with every player, we're going to start him playing first team football regularly and see how he gets on. You guys don't need to do this. I would suggest waiting until he's 18 or so before you give him that first team opportunity. If you are playing with a top club, that is, there's a chance if you're a lower down club, Shea Lacey could slot right in. But for a big team like Manchester United, for example, let him develop for a couple of years, and once he hits 18, get him some first team football, whether it's with you or loaned out. Don't let him go stale in the under 21s. But with that being said, let's see Shea Lacey at the worst end of that potential range to see what the worst possible version of this kid would look like. So here we are in 2026, around 3 years have passed with Shea Lacey at the club. He's now a 19-year-old player, and this is going to blow you away because his attributes already look so good here for a wide player. However, he is nowhere near that lowest potential range after 3 years. His lowest potential, like I say, would be 150. He's currently sitting at about 132 current ability here, so he is going to go on to be a far better player than what we're seeing right now, which goes to show just how good he is, because for £10 million or so, yes, it's a lot for a 16-year-old, but he is easily worth that money, because look at those physicals, look at the mentals, and then those technicals are breathtaking. 16 dribbling, 13 finishing, first touch, passing, vision, technique, long shots, corners, crossing. He can do it all, and he's now valued at over £80 million. Even at the age of 19 here, nowhere near the lowest end of that potential range, he is still a very good wide option who I think many clubs could benefit from. And here at Real Madrid, he has proved that. In his first year at the age of 16, he hit 11 goals and 16 assists, which is exceptional. No penalties or anything like that. The year after, 6 goals and 14 assists. And then this year, 30 goal contributions, 15 goals and 15 assists in 37 matches. This guy can score, he can create chances, and like I say, this is nowhere near the best version of Shea Lacey that you will ever see. So now let's go and see just how good he could look at full growth. As we simulate to see Shea Lacey in his prime, I'd just like to let you guys know I do have my own channel linked in the description down below after this video. If you want to check it out, I'd massively appreciate it. We do Football Manager content over there as well, more entertainment style as opposed to informative. We have some Football Manager rebuilds as well as some YouTube shorts about Wonderkids you might not have heard of. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, I'd massively appreciate any support over there. Thank you to anyone who does as we push for 30k subs, but let's get back to Shea Lacey. And you can see we're now in 2033. Shea Lacey will be in his mid-20s now, and he is considered a 5-star player. Now, I don't normally trust those star ratings, and you guys definitely shouldn't. We've done plenty of videos in the past about why. However, with Shea Lacey, I think he definitely deserves that 5-star title, because look how good this guy is. As an inside forward on the right, you could argue there would be no better player in world football in that position. He is absolutely stunning when it comes to his attributes. 17 acceleration. He's got the agility, the balance, the pace, even the strength now has got to a decent level. He can create chances with 16 passing, 18 vision, and 17 technique. He's got 17 free kicks, 17 first touch, 19 dribbling, 16 finishing, 15 corners. This man is exceptional technically, one of the best you will ever see, and could even play as a striker at a very high level. Combine that with 19 anticipation, 19 composure, insane flair, and off the ball work. He's still a very determined player as well, and is now considered an elite player. At the age of 26, he started to get England caps, and he's been absolutely smashing it for Real Madrid, including one year where he got 28 assists in the league, which is insane, with 15 goals as well. 24 assists and 16 goals in this season here. 6 international goals and 15 caps for England shows you that we're not using any kind of crazy tactic with him here. He's still scoring a goal every 2 games or so from out wide for his national team. But we do actually have a simulation at the end of his career, so let's check out how good he looks there. And he's massively declined at the age of 36, as you would expect, but he is still very talented for a 36-year-old player. 20 goals in 68 international appearances, but for Real Madrid, he has had some incredible seasons. There was a season here where in 31 matches, he got 23 goals and 14 assists. The year after, in 30 matches, 15 goals and 21 assists. He has been an incredible player, and I feel like he's almost guaranteed a Ballon d'Or. And he hasn't just won one, he has won 2. At the age of 28 and 29, he becomes the first English Ballon d'Or winner for quite a while. I think it might be Michael Owen as the last one, if I've got that right. Yes, in the early 2000s. Over 30 years later, Shea Lacey has came in and done incredibly well, beating Lamine Yamal, Kylian Mbappe to the title. He is an insane talent, and for £10 million, Even though that is a lot of money, I certainly think he's worth it. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. If you do sign him, focus in on the technical attributes and the mentals that he is lacking, and before you know it, you will have an elite contributor in your team. He's got the physicals to do it already, and his technicals start off really strong as well when it comes to beating his man. So he is definitely good enough for a lot of the big teams in world football with only a little bit of growth. So there we go. Let us know who you want to see in the next episode of Wonderkids to Superstar. Subscribe if you haven't already and like the video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.